Hello and welcome to this week's live. And in the next 30 minutes, you're going to learn three things that almost nobody talks about on LinkedIn. The actual reason that capable people like you get scrolled past on a platform that they've been showing up on for years. What potential clients' brains are doing in the first 3 seconds of landing on your profile and how to use that information and how to fix the whole visible side of your LinkedIn presence in less time than it takes to make a sandwich, without a designer, without an expensive photo shoot, without spending almost a penny. I'm also going to be showing you how to create endless brand visuals for your business. And I'm going to give you a prompt that will enable you to change your profile, update your profile image in seconds. We're packing all of that in today, but this isn't about your headline. It isn't about your about section. It isn't about posting more. Those things matter. They're the cake. But what we're talking about today is the icing, the things your readers see before they even take a bite. And for most experts on LinkedIn, the icing is what's putting people off the cake. I am Jill Chitty, and if you're an established expert, consultant, or founder, and you've been wondering why a profile that looks just fine to you isn't pulling in the conversations it should, you're in the right place. But I've got a question for you. Let me know, when was the last time you changed your profile? Drop a year in the comments. So let's start with what's actually happening in the brain when somebody lands on your profile. Most LinkedIn advice will tell you to fix the headline, your about, your content, and those things really matter. I work on them every day with clients, but almost no one is talking about what I'm about to talk to you about. Let's add this to the stage. Okay. See, most buying decisions are shaped by the limbic system. It's the emotional brain. And before the rational brain ever kicks in, the emotional brain, the limbic system, is in operation. And let me just get to right, clicking away. So what we want to write for and visually give people is something that will positively kick in that limbic system, because we want them to be thinking and assessing subconsciously, is this person right for me or are they not? Do I stay or do I go now? And too often we're giving the wrong signals because we have no idea how to communicate visually. And your personal brand has never been more important than it is now. To have consistent and repetitive themes that align with what you're talking about, and especially as competition is getting greater, it's a really powerful way to remain in people's brains, to stay remembered, and to get people to focus on you. So if you missed it, when was the last time you changed your profile picture? And maybe even tell me, when was the last time you changed your banner? We do tend to do a set and forget, don't we? So let us look at the brain again, because the brain really settles on what is familiar. It's very comfortable with what it recognizes, but it scrolls past what it doesn't. And that's where your brand kicks in. And actually, impression, a positive first impression. And that's what I'm going to unpack for you today, because if you have a predictable, authentic, if you have predictable, authentic cues, that releases oxytocin. And oxytocin is the chemistry of trust. And that's what we're looking for. So ease is read as, let me just get ready with myself. Ease is read as competence. Isn't that interesting? So if something's really easy to read, then it's read as competence if you've got clarity and simplicity. But on the other hand, friction is read as incompetence because we are making the brain work harder. We're asking it to join the dots, and it doesn't know how to join the dots. So we want to create clarity, and that's what I'm going to give you. I'm going to give you a framework, but let's get a little bit more into the detail and look at some profile images. And maybe you can see yourself in this. This is a holiday pic, and we see them all over the place, don't we? I mean, LinkedIn used to be the professional platform. Now we talk about a lot of things out of work, and I'm not against that. I'm absolutely not against that. But we want our brand, and this is a lovely picture, but we want our brand to really tell a story of who we are as a business and what our offering is. So do you have a holiday pic as your profile image? Maybe you've got the selfie kind of photograph, and actually the iPhone camera and the mobile cameras these days are brilliant. And over the years, I've really encouraged people to upgrade using a selfie, taking a selfie. But it's rather nondescript with a nondescript hill. There's no reason, I can't work out why there's a reason that there's a hill there and why he's leaning on a gate. And you're making that, this is making me work hard. What is this about? And then probably my most unfavorite, this wide span of sky, beautiful though it is. And this picture where we really can't see any features, any faces, any eyes, and those are really important to us. So you want to have a profile picture that is slightly smiling, that is really clear, and is giving the professional capacity that you want to come across as. Let's look at the format that I have when I work with clients on how to really structure their profile. So, sorry, their banner on their profile. And again, it's super, super simple. You can see top right, we've got recognition. We want people to recognize us. I think it's really important that we put a second image in. I've got a almost full body shot there, but with AI, you can have almost anything. You're doing anything there, but it brings that recognition of, this is who I'm talking to. A second picture confirms that. Secondly, I always like to have a verdict within this framework of your banner. What is the verdict that I'm going to bring as a visitor on your profile that you can do for me? That has to be center stage, really clear, short and succinct. It's easy to write a long sentence that waffles. It is much harder to write a sentence that is clear, concise, and is easy to assimilate. Then we've got credibility. Again, social proof is so important. And these small nuances is what can make your brand stand out. So I've got trusted by 500 plus founders and consultants. You might have worked with some larger recognizable companies. You might have worked with some influencers or famous people in your arena. You might have got some incredible results, like you've 10x'd clients' revenue, or you've shortened the amount of hours that they have worked, or they've got far more joy. It can be a soft social proof. They've got more joy as they do what they do. But or a framework, that's also a really good thing. A framework that you have created has generated results for people. And then the final step is, what's their next step? Where do we want them to go? And we put this not because we think they're stupid, but because we want to make it super clear. We don't want them thinking really hard because they'll click off onto the next profile. So I have on my featured section a closing the LinkedIn gap audit. So I'm asking the question, do they need a predictable client pipeline? And if they do, DM me gap. And you can play around with these. I know that it's accessible on my profile, but I'm asking them to DM me because that's actually where we start conversations and build relationships. So it's really important that we can just make it clear and make it quick and make it so easy that people can actually not do the hard work, but assimilate what it is that you do, what is your brand, and does it resonate with them? So here's the question I've been asking myself for quite a few years now. Why is it that the people who need a strong visual brand on LinkedIn the most are always the last ones to get it? And it's not because people don't care. It's because the existing options are pretty broken. A professional headshot or photo shoot can cost hundreds, if not thousands. And I'm not against photo shoots. In fact, I've probably spent between 7,000 and 10,000 on photo shoots, and I love them. I get really excited by being in front of the camera. But you get a set of images that really will only serve you for a certain length and certain purposes. And I know that I've spent time when I've been creating my content, scrolling through my mobile, thinking, oh, I need an image. Why haven't I got an image that fits this? I'm going to have to put that same image out. So they're useful for a time, and then you're back to where you started with the same set of problems. A designer costs more and takes weeks. Stock photography, well, that looks like stock photography, doesn't it? And AI generated images, until very recently, made everyone look like a slightly melted version of themselves. So most experts do the only thing left, and that's nothing. They use the photo they've had for years. They keep putting up and rotating the same photos, hoping that nobody will notice. And that's the gap that I built Instant Brand Visuals to close, because I noticed that a lot of my clients were really struggling and taking way too much time on their brand visuals, and they weren't clear on it. And so even though I am a LinkedIn expert and consultant, and I've been doing this for years, the bottleneck was actually design for a lot of them. Now, the Instant Brand Visuals, it isn't a photo shoot. It's not a designer. It's not stock. It's a system that gives you professional on-brand images of you in minutes, on demand, and exactly when you need them. The headshot you didn't need for a podcast live, the banner that finally signals what you do, the post images that are on brand every single time. No studio, no waiting, no, I'll sort it when I have time. The visual brand stops being the bottleneck, and it becomes the easiest and funnest part of your work. And the best way for me to show you this is to actually jump on, and I'm going to make it a full screen, to jump on and show you what it is that we have. So it is a methodology, the brand image system. And I'm going to jump onto ChatGPT in a minute and give you an example and give you a prompt of how to create a new headline in under a minute. But we don't use ChatGPT. We use specialist image generation platforms, and a variety of them that will meet your needs if you're on a budget, a little bit more expensive, and then a full out one, which unfortunately is my favorite. And you plug this methodology in and the prompts that I give you here, and you can really, really do anything. So we've got things like everything you might need for your business. So we've got visuals on the move, we've got still moments, we've got some everyday sort of working in your business, some everyday sort of home moments, sort of calming moments. We've got images in the city, and of course, all of these can be changed to your circumstances. There's space, clear space for you to put what background you want. Some outdoor moments, some of these are my favorites. That's my holiday in Venice, so I do a lot of hill walking and walking in the forest, and you can make your clothes your own that you have in your wardrobe, the places that you go, the things that you do. Studio presence, if you need a proper studio image, or seasonal stuff, special occasions in your business, like a book launch or a business anniversary. And then we've got some bonuses there. So it is a really capable tool at your right hand that you can have, and you can have lifetime access for just £37 right now. And if you'd like that, just message me, go to my profile and message me, and I'll get you set up today. And I've actually taken, this is a rework, but I've taken thousands of people through this system. So super, super useful to have. So let me, let's remove that one. Let me share with you, and I do need to just remove something here. Let me share with you how you can get a new LinkedIn profile image within seconds, definitely within a minute after this live has ended. Sorry, it's a bit distracted because I'm making sure I'm clicking the right things. So, like I said, ChatGPT it's improved recently, but it's not known for its capability of being really good for design. But what I've done is I've uploaded a prompt, and if you want this prompt when you've seen the outcome, then just put prompt in the comments and I'll get it to you straight away. So you can do this on the free. It's absolutely super easy, and then you can edit it if you're not sure. So I have added a photograph. I just clicked the first one in my files, and it's probably 18 months ago, maybe 2 years ago. But you can upload a new photograph. If you want one that's current, you can upload a new photograph. You can take a selfie, do it in front of a window with good lighting. Doesn't matter what the background is. And in fact, what I've done in the past, prior to now having this at my fingertips, is I've taken on my iPhone, I've taken a video just of different angles, different lighting, and then I've gone through frame by frame and screenshotted the image that I was really happy with and uploaded it into this. And you simply do that by clicking that plus button. It will take you to your files on your device. You're limited how many times you can do this on the free, but you should only need to do it once. So there we go. Let's click this because it does take a minute or so. Now, the really interesting thing about this is it will replicate your face perfectly and your hair. But within this prompt, you can change your outfit. So there's brackets for you to change your outfit. Maybe the earrings that you're wearing, if you're a male, to put the outfit that you want to wear. You can change your hair. You can change the background. So it's really quite detailed. And you'll see how quick and easy and incredible this is. So you're copying and pasting, you're attaching an image, and you're just clicking go. And one of the things that you do need to watch is fingers and hands. It's getting better, but I have had images with three or four legs, several hands, and the 6 or 7 fingers. But that's now becoming a thing of the past. And I'm very open that all the pictures I use now are created by AI. So it's saying here in ChatGPT, it's got one last tweak. I think we're probably at about 40 seconds at the moment. And you're going to see that this simple prompt of, this is just me in my home city, is going to come up with something that is instantly usable on LinkedIn. So I'm hoping that, here we go, any moment now. No, actually, that is a really lovely picture. And I might tweak the clothes. I typically wouldn't wear those sort of clothes. So that would be the tweak that I would make, the edit that I would make. But actually, I'd be really happy putting that on my LinkedIn profile and zooming in a little bit so you can see my face even more. So that prompt is yours, and as long as you've got a picture, you can go and create that on your LinkedIn profile right now. So where are we? Let's have a look. I want to tell you a story. I think that's what I want to do next. Just something quickly before I wrap up. A connection a while ago DM'd me. It was last year, actually, and it was the kernel for sorting all of this out for myself and for clients. She was really frustrated. People were looking at her profile, but nobody was reaching out. She was showing up consistently, posting regularly, doing all the right things, and nothing was converting. And so I looked at her profile, and within seconds, I could see exactly why. She had a selfie that was taken on a Zoom call, a banner image that could have belonged to anyone, and there was no visual thread connecting any of it. She was a senior leader with almost 20 years experience, and sadly, her LinkedIn looked like she'd thrown it together in 1999. But the really sad thing is she wasn't invisible because her expertise wasn't good. Far from it. She was invisible because her brand was answering the wrong questions before she even got to answer any questions at all, ask any questions at all. So we wrote it within a week. We rewrote it, and within a week, she had 5 conversations that she hadn't been able to start before. And there's a certain kind of expert today who stops accepting that gap. We deserve the work. You deserve the work to come in from the hard work and graft that you're putting in your business. So stop accepting that gap and decide that your outside should finally match what's really going on in the inside. I believe the most capable business owners shouldn't lose to the most visible ones. So DM me if you'd like to have lifetime access to the Instant Brand Visual Program. $37, that's all it is. And if you'd like the prompt, if you pop prompt in the comments, I will send it to your inbox. Otherwise, if I put it into the comments, it's very easy to get lost. And if you do create a new headline, please let me know, let me see it, or share it with me, attach it in the inbox. And I look forward to seeing personal brands that really support the marvelous work that you are doing with your clients. And I will see you on the next one. God bless.